Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2CTV, your global news channel. I'm Maya Tusi, and the Migrant Hotel in Canary Wharf, the Britannia Hotel, has been broken into by one of the British Patriots, a young Bob of Turning Point UK. We're going to give you guys all the information. There's a lot of videos that young Bob has actually recorded. He basically started to sneak into the hotel, went past the security, went into the car park and actually showed what is going on inside, which is quite fascinating considering we thought that the migrant hotels paid for by the taxpayer is going to be a minimum, very basic safety net for the illegal migrants. But no, they're getting the good stuff. All right, first things first, I'm back. Apologies, we didn't have any live updates for days and days and days. It felt like decades. I don't even know how to speak anymore. I forgot how to do my job because I was in the middle of nowhere in Greece, a small town, village town called Parga, and apparently they don't believe in the internet. So we didn't actually have internet, and I took my Starlink Mini to get access, but it's full of mountains and hills, and it was a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful, great people. But yeah, getting access to the internet was hell. Anyway, let's talk about young Bob. He rushed into the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf, the same migrant hotel that we have filmed from a number of times, and exposed what's inside it. Let's go to the first video. We're going to get your reaction in the live chat, and there's a couple of other updates from young Bob.
No, that's too much. I can still give some advice.
And now he's going to go in. The security is shambolic, absolutely shambolic. By the way, kids, do not try this at home. Okay? He's going in. Very naughty.
So I'm outside the
bikes. These are the delivery bikes. Food delivery. Oh my god. What a mess. Yeah, don't try this at home.
And these are all the mattresses. These are all the What the hell?
Yeah. So let me.
These are all of the things being chucked out to replace the new shipment of facilities for the Britannia Hotel. What the hell? Don't touch me. Don't need to touch me. Oh, don't touch me.
So there was this thing. I think there's a longer version of this. Let me just quickly show you this. It's going to go back to the beginning, but I'm going to fast forward.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. This bit.
We're inside the Britannia Hotel. And these are all the mattresses. These are all the What the hell?
So they basically chucked out all the
These are
old
all
stuff.
of the
They
things
brought
being
in
chucked out
new
to
things.
replace the new shipment of facilities for the Britannia Hotel.
Why?
What the hell?
Why can't you use the existing ones? Is it not good enough?
This is all for the migrants. All for the economic migrants.
By the way,
It's all for the migrants, my friend.
young Bob and others have already filmed.
You don't need to touch me.
Get out!
Don't need to touch me.
Get out! Get out!
Don't touch me.
Get out!
Oh, don't touch me. Can't touch me.
So there were a lot of people on social media saying, well, this was already there, the old stuff, they always replaced them. But actually, young Bob and others who always stand outside the hotel, they've already filmed over the last couple of nights that they have been bringing in the new stuff. So first things first, the hotel management and the government fired so many of the existing hotel employees. They just made them redundant. And they also decided to change all the equipment, all the mattresses and everything else, and radiators to make them more modern and new, brand new and fresh. So, for example, the day before the migrants arrived, when the guests were going to the hotel to pay to stay, they were given the old stuff. But somehow, and because it was good enough for the guests who were paying, but the guests have stopped coming by force. And now that the illegal migrants coming, apparently the stuff that they already had were not good enough. So it's just shambolic, because who's paying for this? The British taxpayers. There was also a lot of theories about the bikes that you saw at the beginning. They were definitely food delivery bikes. Now some people created the theories that these are the bikes that the illegal migrants are using to work illegally. But it's difficult to believe that, because, I mean, you can never say never, because everything is completely crazy in this country right now. But the Keir Starmer's government, under a lot of scrutiny, it's unlikely to think why the idiots will keep the bikes there, right? But this could simply mean that the food deliveries are coming, again, paid for by the taxpayer, instead of giving them basic food. As I said, this is supposed to be a safety net for the illegal migrants. If I were the government or the hotel, I would just give them beans on toast, to cheese on bread, something basic. But no, they have to get proper food delivery. Anyway, Jan Bob also showed all the clothes that have been dumped outside the Britannia Hotel because they're giving them new clothing and everything else, which is completely crazy. Let's go to it.
Inside the Britannia Hotel today, where supposedly the economic migrants which receive clothing vouchers are now dumping their clothes that are now drenched in blood. Now, of course, the clothes originally in blood, and that's the police, by the way. We love social integration. Anyways, the clothes that were drenched in blood have been taken away from the police, but the ones here right now are still here. So your taxpayer money are being spent on individuals who are unvetted and, of course, don't care about the clothes that they receive. Well, if you're wondering the clothes in question, these are the ones here. And to be honest with you, the clothes vouchers given by the government are kind of at a waste when it's on the floor. Again, like, I'm homeless right now. I would love to have some of these clothes, but they're right now on the floor.
Yeah. Firstly, Jan Bob is a teenager who started doing this and fighting back as a young person in Britain. It's come with consequences because he's been attacked a number of times. His friends, his family members have now disowned him and he's on his own. He's getting a lot of support now online from, of course, conservative-minded people and British patriots. But this is a cost, the social cost of standing up and speaking out against the chaos in your country if you're in Western Europe. Though obviously Jan Bob is still young, and actually I met him, he came to the New Media Conference last week, and he's great, but he's still got years and years to do much more, to learn, to get experience and everything else, and he's already started getting the backlash now. Even I didn't go through any of that. It's absolutely insane, but you know, he's doubling down, he's not giving up. So of course he's going to learn more about how to deal with this sort of stuff, but the fact that he's going through it at this age is astonishing and inspiring. He's going to make mistakes because he's young, but he's going to also learn from it. As I said, what he did, rushing into the hotel, don't try it at home, kids. We don't want to encourage bad behavior, but we did find out more about what's happening inside these hotels. Then he showed this strong police presence outside the Britannia Hotel, and went towards the police, and this is what happened. Keep watching. The police were called to the hotel a couple of times. Apparently there were reports of fighting and everything else, and allegations, more allegations obviously, of some of the illegal migrants harassing the local people, including the guy who stormed into someone's house, broke into a house.
I just want to know, like, why there is an unregular amount of police at the Britannia Hotel. Like, has there been a...
the press bureau.
Pardon?
Ask the press bureau.
Well, do you not know why you're here?
Big up Northern
I know
Ireland,
why I'm here.
So why are you here?
You didn't ask me why I'm here. You asked why there's so many police here.
Okay, so why
The press bureau.
are you particularly here today?
To stop, to keep the king's peace.
Yeah.
To prevent and detect crime.
Yeah.
Is he nearly dead now?
I don't know.
Still, oh, I can't, I'm sorry.
Well, okay.
And to save life for limb.
So, in order to keep the king's peace, you must assume that there is something here to disturb the king's peace, right?
I'm not aware of that.
Well, you wouldn't randomly patrol an area with no crime, would you?
I would suggest...
Especially with not like 10 police
I
vans.
suggest we're not patrolling, we're just sitting here.
I mean, okay,
may be
let me
right.
change the question. You wouldn't have 10 police vans in an area where it's not disturbing the king's
Sir,
peace.
my name is Sergeant Alan Cooley. I'm attached to Warspite Patrol Base. And the questions that you're asking me appear to be an interview. Should you wish to do an interview with me, if you go via the press bureau at New Scotland Yard, I'll be more than happy to go for an interview with you.
Well, I'm asking you a question.
A question
It's not an interview.
after a question becomes an interview. I've told you if you'd like to interview me, I'm
Like,
more
give
than
an
happy to
answer
interview
then,
you.
saying straight.
So if you go to the New Scotland Yard
You
Press
should
Bureau
be a PM, mate.
and
You
ask
sound good.
them to interview me,
You should be a PM.
I will then
Like talking shit round the bush.
interview
like.
you. You can
Yeah,
interview me,
let's
no
vote
problem.
another one in.
Thank you very much.
So none of you would answer the question why there's 10 police vans outside a hotel where there's no disruptions and there's about 5
Sir, I've told you
protesters?
where to go if you want the answer.
Okay.
Northern
Thank you very
Ireland.
much.
It's a fair question. Now, I understand that the police are ordered to maintain peace. But by maintain peace, that means if you basically speak out against crime committed by illegals in your area, you'll be arrested, right? That's maintaining peace. But the actual illegals, sometimes they could get away with it. Apparently, there were a couple of people who were threatening young Bob. They have been arrested by the police, but that's not the point. The question was good because nothing is happening at that point of the recording. Nothing was happening. Why do you need that many police officers and police vans? That is a fair question, considering that the rest of the city, Greater London in general, as we speak, or at the time of the recording, there's crime happening every 10 seconds. And the police are too busy to attend. Somehow they have enough time to just sit there in their vans outside the Britannia Hotel before anything has even happened. If there is a protest that's about to start, fine. If there's a group of people, whether against illegal migrants or the group of illegal migrants outside the hotel causing chaos, then fine. Somebody will call the police, probably the hotel themselves. Then you bring one van and then maybe they could get some backup. A couple of vans could come, a couple of police officers, maybe 5, maybe, whatever. But before anything started, while the rest of the city is in a mess, apparently that's the priority for the police. You can bring up these questions, you're never going to get any answers. All right, so what's going on with you guys? It's been a few days since I have spoken to you guys. Let's get some reaction from... First, let's go to members of 2CTV Plus. Don't forget to download the 2CTV app from your app stores. All right, what's happening? Deb says they didn't want to sleep on anything that the locals have slept on. Well, they were supposed to be fresh. There was a message that has now been deleted for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was a long essay. Someone else is typing. Let's go quickly while we wait for that. Let's go to the YouTube comments. What is this? LA apologizes. It says, it is so important to vote and join your local church, the UK. Muslims make fun of us that our churches are not full and theirs are. Join your local church. This is what you can do for change. Yes, well, I agree. Obviously, we go to church every Sunday, but in the UK, I know it's going to be generalization. It really depends on your area. You still mostly have Church of England churches, and there are some areas that Church of England churches, Protestant churches, have good attendance, but actually the only, again, generalization, most of the churches that you see that are full and there is a massive rise of people converting, young people converting, it are the Catholic churches. The British Anglican Catholic churches, well, Roman Catholic churches, everybody, they are doing well. Almost every Catholic church in the country you go to is full every Sunday. There is a problem with Church of England, and there's a whole political problem with Church of England. Also, Church of England for centuries and centuries kept saying church isn't important, it's not that important. As long as you have a relationship with the Bible, it's fine. God is wherever you are. So they didn't really promote, again, generalization. I know some areas are very good. They're local churches, Anglican churches. But generally speaking, when the narrative from the top of Church of England is, well, church itself is not that important, just read the Bible. And with everything else that's been going on with the leadership of Church of England, of course, some of the churches will be empty. Now, a lot of them are now turning into mosques. Well, what do you expect? If there's a vacuum, somebody's going to fill it. Can't blame the Islamic side. They're just taking the opportunity. You're giving them the opportunity. Fight back. Steve, thank you for your super chat saying College of Policing, all gone Islam. Yeah, it's funny though. The College of Policing are basically, they're in charge. These guys, just like many other trade unions or bodies or entities, basically, they have decided to go, I don't know how this is still going on. They've decided to go different ways at the same time. They've gone liberal progressive and pro-Islam at the same time, which makes no sense. Now, obviously, there is an alliance right now between the left and Islam. It's not going to last. They both have a common enemy, which is the conservative Christian Western European cultures, right? And North America. The problem is the liberal progressives will definitely, well, they've already started to clash with Islam. Well, it's the Islamic side, the Puritan Islamic side, the ideologues, who are clashing with the LGBT flag and everything else. How long will it take for the majority of the progressives to actually realize this is not a healthy alliance? You can keep thinking it's a good alliance because you think you're an underdog. The liberal progressives still think they are the underdogs. No, you are the establishment now. You're in every institution. But they think they are the underdogs, oppressor versus the oppressed. And then they see Islam as the underdog. Islam apparently is the underdog. That's why they manipulate and take advantage and they try to bring him into their tent. It's completely a mess. And it's already backfiring, but it's going to definitely implode massively. Debbie says they brought in a new halal mattresses. You joke, but yes. So one of the reasons they change everything is because the illegal migrants demand brand new everything. So they complain about food, the quality of food, the type of food. They want evidence that is halal and everything else. And they also, for example, they could easily go and say, well, we have to get rid of this mattress because maybe the paid customer of the hotel the night before was drinking alcohol and maybe a bit of alcohol went on the mattress. Or they had sex, right? Ironically, there's the same people who don't really have any morality when it comes to sex. But that's the situation. They demand and demand and demand, and the establishment keep giving and giving and giving. We have someone spamming the live chats. Just a final warning. Actually, let's ban this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay. All right. Doesn't matter if you say something positive or negative. We have free speech on this platform. We don't ban or we don't have moderators. But if you spam, copy and paste, even if you say you love MyRTC, we're going to ban you. All right. What? Paul says the far right will start attacking the power stations. Is there a prediction? What's going on? I'm not really sure if someone's leaked some sort of plot or whatever. Angela says they're nonsense coming here demanding things. Well, they can and they do because they've been giving things. That's why. Phoenix says, if you guys and girls of the UK do not stand together and stop the invasion of Islam, you will all lose your entire culture. Well, considering that, whatever you want to call it, the political right or the conservative-minded people or patriots or nationalists, whatever you want to call it, considering they spend more time attacking each other, what you expect unity? There is a massive divide. You got the ethno-nationalists attacking the civic nationalists. You got the more conservative-minded people attacking the other centre-right people who are not conservative enough, or you are not patriot enough. You're not this enough. You're not. Shut up. You can deal with your divisions at some point, but for now, focus on what's important, what you have in common. But that's not going to happen because there's a massive battle of egos, and you can see it from all these different right-wing parties. You can see it from all these right-wing influencers, activists, and political commentators, YouTubers. They just spend more time slagging each other off. Well, if you want to keep doing that, then don't be surprised that, the West continues to go down. Cynthia says, I find it reprehensible that your pensioners had their heating allowance cut this past winter, but it's okay to spend your tax money on refurbing a hotel for migrants. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's interesting that it's no longer a big surprise. But all right, what do we have from you guys in the 2CTV chat? This chat forum. So when the illegals leave that hotel, if ever, Britannia will want new mattresses for guests, hopefully. I think they're just going to keep them. They will move, yeah. The whole game by the government is, and the government contractors, is to play whack-a-mole. They just basically move from one area to one. They move them to a hotel, most of the time quietly. Somebody finds out in the local area, they stop protesting, then eventually they move some of them out somewhere else, and then same thing happens. So right now, a lot of the illegal migrants are still in Britannia, in Canary Wharf, London, because clearly they haven't found an alternative yet. And by the way, more people are coming in every day. So actually the government have made things harder for themselves. It's just more bureaucracy because they're going to have to find new hotels for the new people coming in every day. But they also have to find the alternative hotels for the existing ones when there's a backlash. When the local people rise up, they're going to have to move them. And they do move them. But sometimes there's a bit of a delay. So that's the real reason the police are standing outside with like 10 police vans when nothing is actually happening. Because they know any moment things going to kick off. But if they spend more time actually not allowing this to happen and go and catch criminals, that would be a better solution. Anyway, so we had our new media conference last week, and we have started to post the highlights, the interviews, and everything else that we've had. You can watch it on 2CTV Plus by going on 2c.tv. But we will also post the highlights of the conference tomorrow on YouTube, on 2CTV, right here for free. For you guys as well. But obviously, if you want to watch all the other exclusive interviews, make sure to become a member of 2CTV Plus by going on 2c.tv. You get 1 month free if you join as an annual subscriber. So yes, I'm back now. Everything's fine. Few days, no internet. And from tomorrow, we're going to bring you guys all the updates as usual. And 2CTV will be your global news channel as always. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya 2C, and we are the media.